Hi, Joseph.
Hi, Pankaj.
Hi, Ramanji.
Hi. Hi, Pankaj. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, all good, all good. Thanks. Where are you located?
I'm from Andhra Pradesh.
Okay, okay. Great.
Mhm.
So let me just quickly introduce about me. I see. Okay, so the Skype name of yours is different, right?
Yeah,
Because I
Ram. My
always
friends
get
call me as Ram or Ramanji or different names, but yeah, you can call me as
okay.
Ram or Ramu. Anything is
Yeah, yeah, I think Ram is better. So
yeah.
it's like short form.
uh,
So yeah, Ram. I'm Pankaj and I'm working as a Chief Quality Officer with East Enterprise. I'm associated with East Enterprise for last 11 years now.
okay.
Majorly responsible for the quality processes and key account management, and also part of a management team where I'm also responsible for taking the management decisions. So that's on the professional front, and on my personal front, I'm married, proud father of 5-year-old son, and more passionate about motorbike riding and trekking. So yeah, that's in nutshell about me. So
Okay.
would like to know about yourself as well.
Yeah. Thanks for giving this opportunity, Pankaj. My name is Ram. I have total around 12 years of experience in .NET. My career was started as an ASP.NET. After that, I was moved to MVC, .NET MVC, presently working with the .NET Core, microservices, Azure, as well as AWS. I have good exposure on different domains like healthcare domain, catering domain, education domain. As I was able to see the few of the services which provided by the our organization too. And coming to technology wise, I was working with the different databases, SQL Server, Oracle, Cosmos DB, as well as NoSQL database with the Note Azure storage accounts. I have, working with the different clients from the US, UK, APAC, and North America as well. Working within different shift and to make the, I was involving of all the phases of the development from the sprint planning and till retrospective meeting too, along with my individual contribution in terms of the team productivity and quality of the product, and to review the code team members and to achieve the team targets as well as sprint level. This is high level from my tech stack, and I also am married, and my presently my wife is the 7th month and conceived. And I presently I was working from home, and this is all from my side, Pankaj.
And why you're looking for change?
The thing is, I already left that organization July 22nd due to some family issues, and I was asking for the 2 months leave. As part of every company has their own policy, right? They won't have the provision to give the 2 months of leaves, and I resigned it, and they relieved at July 22nd. And I was to care for my family, and due to some health issues, and my wife is pregnant. She needs to have the some bed rest for a couple of months, 2 months. These are all the things which will cause into the picture, and I was resigned. I was came from out of the organization.
Okay, okay, okay. Can you shed some light on the responsibilities what you're like taking care of?
Yeah, coming to the responsibility wise, my role is a lead software engineer to do the lead activities along with my individual contribution. My responsibility, I need to check on the is there is any issues which was raised by the current business activity, along with, because of these business activities, every 2 weeks we have the sprint release. Once the sprint is went to the live, there could be some kind of impact, there could be some kind of the blocker issues because of our team has maybe performed. We need to check that on daily basis on the email. Next thing is we have a sprint activity for the tasks and the user stories assigned to the team along with my mine as well. To have the internally we have some kind of small discussion in terms of agile scrum meetings, and to understand where are we on that particular user story, what are the any roadblocks, or what is the things are pending on particular activity. Is there is any dependencies which is coming from the business, from the SMEs? These are the things we need to discuss in that meeting. After that, I need to help with the team members in terms of the technology wise, in terms of for example, the team might have the 3 years and 5 years or 7 years of experience, guys, right? We have to follow some kind of a standards and some kind of a formalities in terms of coding standards, as well as logging mechanism. These are the things. These things will take care till from morning to till 12:30. After that, I need to start with my user story, along with to work with the next 4 to 5 hours from 1 to 6. And evening we have a client meetings in terms of the client is having their own standard. They might have the 15 minutes or 30 minutes or one-to-one activity. As a lead, I need to involve of each of the every activities to give us more information. The team was unable to give us some kind of explanation. Apart from that, yeah, at the end of the day, we do have a code review of the team members. We need to review as a pull request, and we need to get it reviewed by this request, and we need to understand is there is any things are deviating as part of the current user story. This is the responsibility.
Yeah, just a second, Ram. Just a second.
No
Give me
problem.
a one. Yeah.
Okay.
Ram, just a second. Just 2 minutes. Give me
No
2
problem.
minutes.
No
Yeah.
problem. Just no.
Hi, sorry.
No problem.
Yeah. So yeah, I got the point. But in terms of your clients, like with your handling, so obviously you're managing the team and the requirement and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But anything you did it from scratch, or like you need to decide now, like okay, there's a business case. So I
Yeah.
mean, like you're directly dealing with the business person directly and getting the requirement. Obviously, product owners writes down like what should be done, but then you see like a balance of the technical and business together. So were you in such positions at any point of time?
Yeah, one of like I was working with the comp again. I was taking care of this kind of activity. Like I was working with a under architect. He's a senior architect. He was asking us to do the POC in terms of the problem statement, and we have some kind of POCs to implement and to showcase to the architect, and architect will guide us in terms of modification. You can improve like in such a way that you can use the kind of a logging with the Azure Elastic, different ways of improving of the current solution. I do have involving of these kind of POC implementation. Those POC implementation is also converted as a project in one of the my previous organizations.
Okay, okay. But like, okay, there the architect is deciding what needs to be done, right?
Mm-hmm. No,
So
the
like,
POCs, they give the problem statement. I can suggest these problem statement. These are the POC, and these POCs they will accept and they will do some kind of a small suggestions. For example, if you want to go ahead with the Azure functions, we can also go ahead with the Azure app services. There might be kind of the deviations are there. Those kind of things will take care by the architect, but the implementation wise, this is the way, this is the background job, and this is the web job. We need to implement it and we need to host it, and they will suggest us as part of their previous experience. If we can go ahead with these things, we can get a more performance in terms of like that. We also we need to, as a client, they will give us some kind of information we have to follow that time. We no need to disagree or some things, but yeah, I do have exposure and to do my own things in terms of performance, in terms of architecture, in terms of choosing the technology.
okay. And what's the maximum team size you have handled?
12 members. There are CapEx team and Apex team. CapEx team is completely development, and Apex team is production bugs as well as blockers and critical issues.
So how like 10 members, how they are distributed in the
6-5.
two teams?
6-5.
6 in
Development and 5 is
5 in
yeah.
Okay. And like, did you also handle some escalations at any point of time?
Escalations is always be there in any of the organization in terms of whatever the current release, there might be missing by the QA team, and impacting of this thing will getting into the production, and production getting into the some kind of blocker issues. One other way, it might be our release, it might be multiple teams are merging in the code base and giving the releases. There might be missing of optional parameters or some kind of unit settings. Those cases only we got as some kind of escalation. We can able to identify because of some build deployment team is also doing some kind of mistakes. They might be mistakenly not run that production scripts, and they might be not doing the correct way. If you got a merge conflict at the time of production, to take the left side of the development of the production, there might be small things are there, but we have some kind of a standard guidelines, and everyone before going to any one of the production, we have the 4 regions: the production, US, UK, EMEA. We can go APAC first, and if there is no issues with APAC, we can implement of all the regions.
That's like more from the your regular process, like how you need to move. But escalation from the perspective, like you need to manage client and its expectations. Obviously, like something production is down, right? So there's a business impact. Then in that case, obviously you need to first go and immediately check out what's the issue and all this, right? So such cases or scenarios, like you are managing it.
Yes, I am managing, because as a point.
So if you're managing it, so what's the more challenging part which you feel?
Yeah, more challenging part, the issue might comes from the different ways, because of the code, because of the environment, because of the infrastructure. There might be possibility. We want to include of all the team members. That is one of the challenge. If we have the some blocker issues and some production issue, right? we have to wait. For example, if our application is involving the MuleSoft, involving of MuleSoft is not in our team. They have the separate team. If you want to include them, if you want to find the root cause of, but we know the root cause because of the middleware is stopped for processing. That's why we are not able to getting the data. We know that. But to involve the team members, it will take some time, because a middleware team is working for the other organization or other vendor, and infrastructure team from Azure side, it may take some time to getting into the call to identify. We said that this is the issue, we are not able to connect the database, because that is not in our hand. We are using Azure database, they have to come up with, there might be some kind of roads or some kind of the firewalls, there might be doing some kind of recent changes, it might be causing effect. Those cases, all the team member collaboration is one of the difficulty part which I saw that.
Okay, fair enough. Do you have any questions for me?
I just want to understand what is exactly the requirement from the candidate. What is exactly the roles and responsibilities you are expecting?
Yeah, so basically, Ram, this is one of the critical position what we have, and to be very transparent and frank with you, we were working with this client for almost 1.5 years, 2 years approximately, and unfortunately, the tech lead from client end has left. So that's the issue, and it was from client end before. Now it's been expanded. We had a dev team with us, so that's how the working was. But now we are looking for someone who, the tech lead at our end itself, who can manage the show and also help out client. So we will be closely working with client in terms of, that's the reason I asked, if you see my questions and everything, it was more on the line of business and the tech part. So because we are looking for someone, a mature person who understands the business as well as understand or make client or team understands vice versa, like the business expectations and technical limitations or anything. So the middleware solution should be found out. So it's one of the critical positions where that person understands and take that ownership and responsibilities and manage the team and client all together. So, and someone can also think on the solutioning part, what can be the solution, what can be the approach, and see see the long-term vision towards that solution and approach, not like just solving the problem for now and tomorrow encountering the new problem. So we are looking for someone who can see the long-term vision, guide the team, guide the client in the right way. So, and at a very high level, that's what we are looking for.
Okay, what are the tech stack which we are using? Is it a microservices or what is exactly? Can I know that one?
I think we have. I think that's mentioned in JD mostly. It's like .NET, then React somewhere, and JS framework. Right? That's React basically, and yeah, that's microservice architecture what we have.
Okay.
And again, you'll be responsible not only for the backend.
Yeah. I know that one, but as part of our experience, at the end of the day, the client has to be satisfied of our work in terms of the goals, in terms of the.
At some point, some things might be you might not be aware of. That's okay, but then you learn and then you learn from that, right?
Life is never-ending process.
Exactly. So we are not expecting who knows everything.
Correct, exactly.
Who understands how it needs to be dealt, basically. So that's important. Yeah,
once understand the business, right, we can able to do our own things to achieve the targets. It will take some small time to understand the business. Then if you understand the business, it is very easy to understand the implementation of anything as part of my experience.
Okay. Any further questions you have?
No, I don't have any questions. That's all from my end.
Okay. So, and from the JS perspective, which libraries and which framework you are aware of?
I was aware of Angular, and working with TypeScript as well. But I am new to the React, but I can able to do that one my own on the radius. Yeah.
So from like leadership skills. So, like what do you think? Like what's the areas which you want to like you feel like I want to improve on those areas from the leadership perspective?
Leadership perspective, only the thing is to convince the employees in terms of for example, every employee they have their own standard and own expectation, right? For example, if they are not able to reach their goal, we need to make them to understand what is the problem. I was involving of the leadership activity as well in the trainings, but I did not get a chance to go through the much leadership or much people management because I was completely focusing on the tech stacks and architect way. But if I get a chance to work, and I need to have some kind of thoughts in my mind, I can able to implement, and I can able to make them happy in terms of their goals as well.
Okay. And I see like from the tech feedback, Ram, like you have less experience of like in the test-driven development or like other things. Like I think Angular also like you've like rated yourself a bit low.
Yeah.
So from that perspective, like if this kind of development or approach comes in, so what's your take there?
Yeah, my take is always be simple. Be try. I know that TTD. What is the TTD? And I have done some POC, but I said that I did not get a chance to implement in the project wise in terms of implementation. Coming to Angular and other things, right? Angular, if now it is 13 version is coming, we don't know what are the new features are coming. If you get into the chance of completely implementation, then only I can able to get into the even though I was working with some weekends to get some kind of Azure certification, some kind of new technology which is I am not aware of those things. That is the reason as a lead we should not know all the things from the A to Z. For example, AngularJS introspectors, guards, implementation. These things we can know that if new things will come, definitely our team will be there. We can try to guide them as well as understand them. This is the problem. This is the solution. You can implement like this way. That is will give some kind of more productivity in terms of one person taking of all the activities and to make them as a struct, and it will be getting the delay of the project as well. That's what my clear point.
Okay, clear. Yeah, so I think then I'm good, Ram, at mind. I don't have any further questions. So I think there are no further questions from your end as well.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
So what we do is, Ram, now I'll like process the feedback, and I'll also share you. As I said, like it's very critical position.
Mm-hmm.
So just a second, Joseph, can you inform Vaishali about this? So we are this is critical position. So we will be informing client this about your feedback and your resume and everything. We'll have a talk with them. So there would be like one client round as well from client side. So to understand like at what level the thought process is and whether it will be like right fit for the project and this. And if that round goes well, then we can proceed with the further process basically.
No problem.
So that's the further steps. So so Joseph, I think Vaishali will be in touch with you for this. I think she was like the coordinator, right?
Correct.
So she will be in touch with you to schedule the client round, and accordingly then we move it ahead. Yeah.
Sure, no problem.
Okay, and meanwhile, like after this call, if you have anything come up in your mind, like popping up anything, so feel free to get in touch with Vaishali, and we'll be happy to answer those.
Yeah, only the thing is, can you try to complete that process ASAP? That's what I am expecting.
You have some offers in hand?
Yeah.
Okay. So
as immediate joiners, some of the people's interviews are going on, right? If you can make it as this one as close ASAP, then I can able to close it and I can able to find a.
I'll try to push on since it's a client dependent thing a little bit, Ram. So but I'll try to push it. Yeah.
Definitely, I will reach out to Vaishali if there is anything, but only that is the only thing I'm expecting because I want to work this kind of the role. That's why,
Yeah, I think yes. I'll make sure that we move as soon as possible.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dalman. Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you, Joseph.